So your core values are innate to you. Dr. Holzer, the developer of this theory, believes that we're just born with a core set of programming, if you will. You have a hard drive full of files that show up the day that you're born, part of your psychological DNA. And then over time, as we're starting to develop, I mean, we show up on the world, and we have all of these people who love us and want to help us and want to instill things in us, and they start to infuse values into us. And so since we're so young, we haven't really figured out what our core programming is just yet. And so we start to get these other messages, and we start to mix them in and sort of create this collage of who we are. And it continues throughout your life. But we do have this sort of core sense of who we are and what's important to us that really just came as a package deal when we showed up here.
Right. That's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So can those, since they're core values, and again, this is really fascinating, can core values be altered? Can they be strengthened or reduced? Can some of them be removed or added, or are they're in there from the beginning, and that's it? It's the acquired that you can sort of move around. Tell us about that. Once we have those core values established, those are the rock solid values. There's no really adjustment with them?
No, there's not an adjustment to them. They will always be core to you. There's something that you just can't help but be. We ask people, what can you not help but be?
Right.
Or ask your friends, what can you not help but be? That's
what
one way.
would be some examples? Like, is it be a good person, or be kind, or helpful, or?
So my top core value is actually responsibility. If as I go through the word choices of what it would be, it's responsibility. And I use myself as an example, but it showed up very early. I mean, I've always been the one that's making sure everybody has what they need. I make sure we're on time. I take care of my siblings. I may take care of my family, right? When my mother's busy, they're jumping in. And I do this naturally. It's not something anyone said, Heidi, you have to take this role. It was just how I sort of showed up in the world.
Yes.
Now, over time, right, we all have more than one core value. There's something in us, some other things in us. I have a serving value that comes up also. I like to serve others. They're kind of twins.
Yes, right. Yes, they play off each other. Yes.
But I also have a beauty value, and for me that shows up in doing poetry and having some sort of creative outlets. So there's a mixture of them. Over time, your emphasis of one core value or another may change, right? We're all in different seasons of our lives.
Right.
If you have children, you may be emphasizing a different core value.
Right.
If you're retired and you're sort of empty nesters, now you've got this tapestry you can go weave of whatever you want it to be.
So could there be values that are already there, you just haven't tapped into them or really used them because of timing of life, experiences, the scenario didn't call for that, and it was there, but now you're tapping into it?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
And if people sit down and really think about what's truly important to them, and we put on facades sometimes, so other people may not see it, but there's other things under the surface.
Yeah.
And so that's when we start to connect with our core values, just by sort of thinking about what is really important to me.